Hey, what's up everybody? Jump Rope Veteran back in the house. Today we're going over part 2 of the arm wrap tutorial. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it if you could show your support, so hit that red subscribe button. Alright, let's get into this part 2. We covered part 1 last week. Let's do this. First focus area we're going to look at today is going over what we went over last week to make sure we got it. So remember, when you're doing the arm wrap, all you're doing is redirecting the rope, putting your non-dominant hand under you so that the rope goes over your arm. That's all you're doing. So check this out in 25% slow motion. See how my left arm directs the rope under my right arm, and that's what essentially causes the rope to wrap over my arm, hence the name, the arm wrap. And as you're looking at this in slow motion, you're seeing the move that we're going to go over today. But this move all depends on that right there, putting your non-dominant arm under your dominant arm so that you can ensure that the rope wraps around you. And all you're doing is using the rope's momentum. You're not swinging super hard or super fast. You're using the rope's momentum. That's one of the best things about jump rope, is it's an exercise that utilizes momentum and body movements in its most efficient and most effective way. So you're not trying super hard to do anything here as you're seeing this here. All you're doing is simply making small shifts. You're shifting your non-dominant hand under your dominant hand, and then the rope is doing all the work. And as you see right here, it's really effortless for me. Once I get the mechanics down, I'm able to just make small shifts and make sure that the rope goes under me. And if you want to see what this move looks like from last week, and you don't want to look at the extra things I'm doing, the turn or anything like that, or you missed last week's tutorial, please hit the card up at the top right of the screen coming through and go over part 1 of the arm wrap first. It'll probably be easier for you to get this move down if you go through part 1, because I talk a little bit more about the mechanics, where the move comes from, and the advantages of the move in part 1. But if you feel like you can continue on with this today and you want to learn the turns in part 2, then stick with me right now. Because all we're doing right now, again, is we're reviewing what we did last week. So you see how the rope comes under my arm, it wraps over, and then as I go into the second part of the move, all of a sudden when I turn, the rope is in a backward formation, which is what we're going to go over in the next part of the tutorial after this. But it's really important for you to look at the slow motion piece and see exactly what the move looks like. I found that in learning jump rope, or really learning anything, if you can slow it down and break the move down into parts and you can view it slowly, you can see and observe the small intricacies of the move. And normally the devil is in the details, especially with jump rope, because you could have a body movement go off just a little bit and be off center or not as accurate as it needs to be, and then it'll throw the entire move off. I'm learning this by trying to learn more complex moves these days. So make sure that you review part 1 and you make sure that the rope goes under your arm, just like you see me doing here as I finish up. Alright, now that we've reviewed last week's tutorial, let's get into focus area 2, which is the pivot to the back arm wrap. This part of the move requires coordination and footwork. What I'm doing is I'm using the arm wrap, and at the same time I'm doing a 180-degree turn. And what's happening here is, as I'm doing the arm wrap, I'm spinning around, and the way that the rope ends up being is it ends up being in a backward jumping formation, to where you see me doing a backward jump right there, and then I use the arm wrap again to get back to the front, which is what focus area 3 will be. What I want you to do here is, all you need to do is, as the rope comes under you for the arm wrap, you use your non-dominant foot to pivot over. And then you can use a backward jump if you want to. If not, you're going to have to find a way to arm wrap back into the frontward jump, and we'll talk about that next. But what I want you to do is simply focus on getting the rope under you, like we talked about in focus area 1, and then pivoting as the rope is releasing around you. That's all you need to do. Pivot around in a 180-degree turn as the rope is coming around you, and make sure that you don't try to rotate your wrist too much. Let the rope do its thing. Let the rope use its momentum. And we're going to slow it down here in a couple seconds so you can see exactly what I'm talking about from the side. So you see here, I'm getting ready to warm up. I'm doing part 1 here of the arm wrap. I'm bringing it back over to the side swing. And then I do my jump. I let the rope go under me, and then I let it go once and almost 2 revolutions around my arm. And as I let it go twice around my arm, I'm pivoting over, and then the rope is in a backward jump formation. I jump once over it, and then I do a backward arm wrap, which is what we'll go over next. And then I just continue the process. But like I said previously, what I want you to focus on in this area is doing a pivot, lining up your footwork like I'm doing here, and rotating back over. That's all you need to do. Let the rope go under you, like I spoke about before, and as the rope is coming under you, pivot over like I'm doing here, and then you'll find yourself in a backward jumping formation. So what I would recommend doing here is doing a jump so that you can steady yourself. If you're proficient with backward jumping, you're going to want to be proficient with backward jumping in this move. If not, you can check out one of my other tutorials on backward jumping, but it's going to be necessary to do this unless you want to just continue to arm wrap back and forth like I'm doing here. But focus on getting the rope under you and then doing a pivot over as the rope is rotating around your arm. Remember, with the rope is never changing directions. You're changing directions. So as you turn around, the rope is going to find itself, as it rotates over your arm, out of your arm, it's going to find itself in a backward jumping formation. And that is completely okay. You have to be comfortable with that so that you can manipulate the rope and not let the rope manipulate you. Remember, you're in charge of the rope. The rope is just doing whatever you want it to do. So when you change directions, the rope changes directions with you. Ladies and gentlemen, our last focus area will be returning back to the front jump formation using the backward arm wrap. What I want you to focus on here is me returning back to facing the camera. The arm wrap that I use is the exact opposite of the one that I used in the beginning. To return to frontward jumping, my non-dominant arm is actually going over my dominant arm rather than under my dominant arm. Watch this. See, I do my backward side swing, my jump, and then look what my arm looks like here. My left arm was actually over my right arm, which produces the exact opposite effect. It's the backward arm wrap. The backward arm wrap will always lead into a frontward jump in this scenario. So that's exactly what we need to do here, is look right here. It goes over, my left hand goes over my right, I pivot back over using my same non-dominant foot, and then I'm back to frontward jumping again. So it's really cool how that ends up working out. Is everything is the inverse here. Whenever you're doing an arm wrap from the front jump, you end up with a backward jump. But whenever you do a backward arm wrap, you end up with a frontward jump. It's a pretty cool little scenario here, and it's a pretty cool thing to understand and know how to do. Because having an understanding of that is the only way that you're going to be able to make this move work and to be able to turn and arm wrap at the same time. So let's take a look at it in slow motion from the side. What I'm doing, I'm getting myself ready. I got my side swing. I do my jump to steady myself. I do focus area 2, the frontward arm wrap to the backward jump. I get myself set to do a backward jump, and then I do the backward arm wrap. See, my left arm goes over my right arm, which is going to inevitably result in a front arm wrap once I do my pivot. And that's all I'm doing here. I'm pivoting back here. I'm pivoting to a backward jumping formation. And then as I come out of the backward jump, I put my left arm over my right arm, pivot back again, and then I'm back to frontward jumping. In order to get this move down, you have to put all three of these together, these three parts together. You got to put together the arm wrap, the pivot to the backward jump, the back arm wrap, and the pivot to the frontward jump. This is such a cool move to learn because it speaks to the versatility of the jump rope and how the jump rope can be integrated with your body movements to create this cool relationship where the back equals the front and the front equals the back. When I talk about that, what I'm saying is the backward arm wrap equals the frontward jump and the frontward arm wrap equals the backward jump. It's, to me, I'm a jump rope junkie. I find it so fascinating. I'm not sure if anyone else feels the same way, but I guess that's why I have such a passion for this. It's such a fascinating concept. It's a fascinating concept, but learning this move is going to do a lot of things for your health and fitness as well. Obviously, the cardio aspect of it is excellent. It's a jump rope move. All jump rope moves are excellent for your cardio. This move here, because of the pivoting, it's going to give you a lot more agility. It's going to improve your agility. It'll improve your quickness. It'll improve your coordination. It's an all-around good move that'll add versatility to your jump rope skills. So let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for today's tutorial. Thanks for sticking with me on this two-part series of the arm wrap. Like I said before, there's plenty of different ways that you can employ the arm wrap. This is just one way, and it's one of my favorite ways, so I figured I'd share it with you. If you want to support this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Go over to www.jumpropevet.com. Subscribe to the mailing list. It's completely free. I come out with at least one blog post per week talking about things such as jump rope, fitness, health, nutrition, things of that nature. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram. You can send me an email at jumpropevet@gmail.com. I usually answer pretty quickly if you need to get in touch with me or you have a question. Or you can always leave a comment in the comment section below. Until next week, I'll see everybody later. Keep getting after it. Jump rope to freedom.